This is the Beyond the Box dumbbell workout. Before we get into the workout, check out the Instagram post for the warm-up. Want to make sure you're getting ready for the workout by increasing your heart rate, increasing your body temperature, and you're starting to sweat a little bit before you get into it. For today's workout, we have just the Metcon. This is going to be an AMRAP style where you're going to get as many reps as you can in 3 sets of 60 seconds of Dumbbell Box Step Ups, rest for 30 seconds, 60 seconds of Dumbbell Bench Press, rest for 30 seconds, and then 60 seconds of Devil's Press, and then resting for 30 seconds before we go into the next round. The RX weights for the men is 50 pounds, and for the ladies, 35 pounds. Or you should look at using a weight that would allow you to do at least 10 reps unbroken in at least the Devil's Press. The Devil's Press is going to be the limiting factor. If you don't have a box, then look at doing a step-ups on a set of stairs, or have a sturdy stool, something that you can step up onto that you're going to feel safe and secure on. And then for the bench press, if you don't have a bench available, then we can look at doing a floor press. And if you have at least a box, then we can look at doing a box press instead of a bench press. Let's take a look at those movements. So for the box step-ups, you're going to hold your dumbbells. You can hold them either however you want. Play around with what you prefer. If there is one style maybe you find challenging, maybe that's a good one to work on. But we want to make sure that when we step up onto the box, get a little bit lean forward. Make sure you're stepping up through that front leg. So we're standing all the way through here, all the way up to the top. Rather than having a half step or partial step where you step up, get the next leg up, and then stand up through there. Let's try and work on just that one leg. So really drive through that one leg and then switch and step down, and make sure you're alternating the legs that you're stepping up with. If you have a box available to you, play with the height. Typically the RX height for the men is 24 pounds, and then this here is 24 inches. And then this here is a 20-inch box that I'm using right now on this side. Once you're done those and you're in your rest for 30 seconds, take that time to get set up for the bench press or the floor press. If you're doing bench press and you want to use the box, then I can have my box here and I can sit on the edge of the box and I can actually lean back. And then this is going to be a lot like the floor press. Make sure you're pressing your feet into the floor, engaging the core, and pressing the weight overhead, locking out, and then bringing the weight back down to the chest. Have some level of control. You are going for max reps, but don't go so fast that you're not making quality movement patterns. So if I need to go to the floor, if we're going to the floor, you may want to have a second set of weights available to you, and it's up to you. I'd encourage you to have the same weight for all 3 movements, but if you need to play around or you need to have different weights available to you, then do what you got to do. But if you're doing a floor press, I find it helpful to have them standing on one end, then you can pull them back, and then you can go into your floor press from here, pressing from elbows to the floor to weights with straight arms overhead. If you want to increase the challenge here on the floor press, then you can go into a bridge and do your floor press from a bridge position here. And then lastly, let's talk about the Devil's Press. The Devil's Press is essentially a weighted burpee. So weights are on the floor. You're going to put your hands on the dumbbells as handles. You're going to lower your chest and your thighs all the way to the floor, make contact there, and then you're going to jump your feet forward, stand up, and then bring the weight overhead in one movement if you can. That's ideally the RX way. So if I'm going to do the Devil's Press, if I'm going to do it RX, I'm going to go all the way to the floor, jumping forward, and then I'm going to get a little bit of swing, and then drive the weight overhead, and then bring it back down to the ground with control. Back down. That's one way of doing it with the weight on either side. So from a front view. And if I want to kind of change that, if I find that that's not a fun way to do it, or I'm not comfortable there, that I can go a little bit of a wider stance. And when I come out of the bottom position, have wider feet, swing between my legs, and then drive up overhead with locking out overhead, having straight arms. Try and don't sandbag the first round. Go hard, get your best effort. The following rounds after, for rounds 2 and 3, really work hard to try and set a high bar and then hold to that. Either beat it or stick really close to what you do in that first round. Your score is your total number of reps. Good to compare across rounds, how you did in each movement, and then your score is your total number of repetitions completed for the entire workout. Get after it and have fun.